If doctors are saying they wouldn't hesitate to send their own children back to school and death rates are way down, why aren't we back to normal yet? Welcome back to Andrew Says on Rebel News. Critics and politicians have seemingly stopped pointing to the coronavirus death rate now that it has dropped substantially. Opting for rising case numbers are reasons to keep everything closed. In Canada, much of the justification is, look at all the cases in the US. That's what's going to happen here if we open up too soon. If you're wondering, I thought people dying was the #1 concern here, you aren't alone. For example, 82% of coronavirus deaths in Canada come from long-term care homes, a stat you should be aware of. There are very few recent deaths and even cases in the country. As I showed you last week, some regions still under restrictions are down to 0 deaths and 0 hospitalizations. But death rates continue to drop, and that should be the main focus. The Atlantic poses the question, COVID-19 cases are rising in the US, so why are deaths flatlining? But at the same time, they'll tell you Trump is wrong if he says it's because there's more testing, despite saying, quote, expanded testing is finding more cases, milder cases, and earlier cases, end quote. And hospitalized patients are dying less frequently, even without a home run treatment. Now, it gets tough to get through the bias, even in scientific reporting these days. They can't really help themselves. Almost 50 million tests have been done in the United States as of today, with around 9% positivity rate. There's so much testing available that sometimes facilities are virtually empty. One amateur reporter / content creator, Eric Butler, has been visiting a Brooklyn testing site for months, telling us, quote, between April 10th and June 24th, 2020, I visited the Flatbush Brooklyn testing site at least 3 times per week, and it has remained almost completely empty throughout. Government workers have had time to nap in hammocks, sleep in vans, and throw around a makeshift football. He's not kidding at all. Check out this video from his Instagram page, Report and Opine, where he catches what appears to be a National Guardsman sleeping in a van at the empty testing grounds.
This guy's sleeping in the van, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all need to wake up. Oh, it's funny? It's funny because my job's not essential while you in there sleeping in the van. It's break time. It's funny.
That's got to be frustrating for anyone to watch, especially if you're currently out of work. Pointing to rising case numbers in the US is not a cause for concern, rather a sign that far more people have the illness than once thought, meaning the risk of serious harm or death is much lower. President Trump is currently under fire for daring to suggest children need to go back to school. Here's PBS White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor saying, President Trump is now openly taking on the CDC and criticizing the agency's guidelines for opening schools. Incredible. No questioning anything. Author David Frum criticizes Trump, saying, quote, students will carry the scar for years. Marginal students may lose their educations altogether. The burden on parents is crushing. But Trump's let the kids face the risk is no answer. Schools are closed because he failed. Trump has told every school-age parent in America that protecting his re-election matters more to him than protecting their children. Fascinating. And lastly, best-selling author Don Winslow released this ad called #NotMyChild that says, this isn't a choice between Trump and Biden. This is a choice between Trump and your child. By the sounds of these, you'd think sending your kids to school has to be the dumbest and most dangerous thing you could possibly do at this time. Now, MSNBC reached out to 5 of what they called the top pediatricians in the country, and they got an answer completely different than what you might expect.
Would you let your kids go back to school?
I will. My kids are looking forward to it.
Yes. Period. Absolutely.
Absolutely. As much as I can.
Without a hesitation.
Without a hesitation, yes.
I have no concerns about sending my child to school in the fall.
I would let my kids go back to school.
That's not what they were hoping for, was it? If doctors are saying they wouldn't hesitate to send their own children back to school and death rates are way down, why aren't we back to normal yet? I'll let you answer that one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go to rebelnewsstore.com. We've got tons of new merch for you, and we're making more every day.